Thank you, Rob from Brigadier, for taking Arne's and my questions. Now, my question is, how should an investor invest in lithium? For example, investors investing in copper might try to make use, not necessarily time the market, but make use of the lows and the highs of the copper prices to invest in exploration companies, but also in copper producing companies, to leverage that effect, right? Should an investor also do it with lithium, with now lithium being at a low, or is that not something that an investor should keep in mind, according to your opinions?
In my opinion, I think there's a lot of room for growth in the space still. I think exploration companies in the right area offer a lot of opportunity for investors. Depending on where you're looking and depending on what your investment portfolio is, I think that there's still room for growth, especially for companies that are with the right management team in the right area. I think that's worth looking at. I also think looking at further developed lithium companies makes sense also. There's in my opinion, there's still a lot of room for growth, and I think a lot of these companies are trying to meet that demand, depending on where they're working.
All right, thank you. And a quick follow-up question on the lithium markets. It seems that the price of lithium seems to be quite correlated with tech stocks, for example, the QQQ. Is it something that an investor should keep in mind according to your opinions, or is that totally unrelated and just coincidence?
I definitely think the price of lithium is tied in closely to a lot of the larger players in the lithium space. Even the junior exploration companies, I definitely feel like there is a correlation there that needs to be looked at. That said, I feel like we're in a positive trend here. I think this continues, and I hope this continues, which really offers a lot more opportunity for capital coming into the junior markets.
Excellent, thank you. And I think one last question regarding lithium. Of course, lithium has recently been institutionalized, meaning that people can actually invest in lithium directly. Do you think the current price of lithium is mainly sustained by speculation, or is there actually supply and demand dynamics behind the current lithium price?
There's definitely supply and demand requirements. The expectation is by 2030 we're going to need to reach 6 times the supply we're at right now, which is not that far away. So I think there's obviously speculation around the space as far as the fact sustainable batteries are needed in order to power a lot of these cars through different automobile manufacturers. But that said, they still need to manufacture them. There's still requirements in place there, and there will also be demand in place for the next 6 years, and that will need to be met. So I think the second point you made was definitely spot on as far as the fact that it's real and it'll need to be met.